We don't know who to trust anymore. We can't trust the CBI officers investigating Colgate. They are taking bribes. We can't trust the BCCI because they do a cover-up. We can't trust the IPL players because they've been thoroughly exposed. We can't trust the politicians because their history is one of cover-ups and they've got their fingers in too many pies. Who does this country trust anymore, and who's going to watch the IPL? Nisha Millet smiling, the former national swimming champion. Well, Harish Bijur, strategic marketing and branding consultant from Bangalore, is completely anti-IPL, I'm told. IPL should be worried if it doesn't have the support of marketing geniuses like you, Harish. Thank you very much. With me in the studio, very angry, Ashok Pandit, and equally enraged and angry and concerned, Shobha De joins the debate. Well, we're talking about this. Why are we looking beyond cricket? Because cricket is not just a game in India. It's a total religion. And that religion has been tarnished. Shobha De, what are the issues we are looking at right now?
What we are looking at is how India perceives cricket. Like you said, it's a religion. But a lot of people, there's a cynicism which is even more worrying, because while we are enraged and we are talking about corruption and we've been discussing it the whole day and ever since last night, there are those who say that cricket has been badnaam for the longest time. This is not new. For over 30 years, people have talked about scandals.
Shobha, you're very well known for revealing as much as possible without taking names.
Well, let me tell you that I have been present at some of the matches in Sharjah, where it was openly discussed, and I'm talking about the 70s. I'm talking about the 80s. I'm talking about the 90s and beyond. That the matches are fixed. Even when we are talking about these matches and this scandal, for the last entire week, ever since this season of the IPL started, I have received text messages, emails from people, the Aam Aadmi, saying this match is fixed, that's going to happen, this is the result, let's take a small bet on it and tell me if I am wrong. If everybody across the board is aware that this corruption exists and yet nobody wants to do anything about it, no one wants to face it, and it's these foot soldiers who we are making such a big noise over, the big generals have gotten off scot-free for 30 years and longer. I mean, look at the way the BCCI has handled it. Why are we making sacrificial goats of these chaps?
So respond to us. So why are you silent tonight? Usually you're very enraged when you are. Tonight your silence time, really.
Finish.
Let me
finish.
Okay, fine. I've never seen you so polite in the past.
No, we're talking about the game of cricket itself getting a bad name. But what has this game of cricket been reduced to? It's no longer cricket as we knew it.
But you're saying it's been going on for a long time.
It's been going on for 30 or 40 years. The biggest names that we can talk about, the holiest of cows, have been involved, including top players who were former captains, who may be very high in high positions today, very high.
Why should I not believe this is gossip?
It is not gossip. I mean, I'm sure he'll be able to tell you if he has the guts.
Well, he's in denial mode. I don't know if he has the guts, but he's completely silenced by what you're saying. Respond to us, sir.
Look at the money that's involved. This is nothing, and we can always
go on.
The D gang. The D gang is the biggest bogey.
What is being revealed as today? It's a matter of very great concern.
Sir, please don't keep repeating what is
please.
No, you reply to
Let me finish. Whatever is being said. Yeah, whatever you say.
True or not?
No,
true or not?
I have been from my childhood.
I don't want to as a BCCI.
I have been listening about match fixing. Today even people say openly, okay, this team is going to win ultimately, that team is going to lose.
But you're not a layman. How many BCCI committees are you on? 1 minute. 1 minute. No. How many BCCI committees are you on?
Will you allow me to finish?
How many BCCI committees?
Forget about that BCCI committee.
How should I forget?
Okay, I am on 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 committees.
How many?
Then how does it matter?
How many committees?
5 committees.
5? You're on 5 BC. Name the committees you're on. Name the committees.
I am on legal committee.
Legal committee.
I am on marketing committee.
Marketing committee.
I am on affiliation committee. I am on a couple of more committees.
Next, you don't security.
No, watch it. I'm surprised you're smiling. No, Ashok Pandit.
Will you? No, please let me speak.
Listen to
no. See, this is not fair. Arnab, this is not fair. You try to put words in the mouth of other person, and then you don't allow to speak. That's not fair. I am telling you, I am making a very honest statement. I am making a very honest statement before you. I am telling you, you see, this is a matter of high concern. As much you are feeling concerned about it.
So I don't know if you that ad no.
See, please.
You've repeated that about 1,000 times now.
Do you want to tell me that whatever being discussed here, this should be the decision in the matter? If it is so, then there is no point discussing. Yes, the concern you are showing me.
Listen.
I as a citizen,
let me finish.
Sir, we belong to Kashmir, both of us. Let me talk for a change.
Let me talk.
No, I as a citizen of the nation.
You are not allowing me to make my point. Tell me anything about it.
Answer my question. As a citizen of this country, I'm a frightened man today. Because today's scam.
Why today?
One sec. Allow me to talk. Sir, allow me to talk. This is a scam which has come into the forefront thanks to the media or the Delhi police. In the entire scam, there's a person called Dawood involved.
Yeah.
A terrorist is involved. My nation, my cricket, my sport has been taken over by an underworld don, a person who has killed so many people in this country.
I share your thing.
Sharing doesn't matter.
But no.
It's a fear. What is the BCCI doing? A big gangster, a big terrorist who is involved in this scam, the money which is going to him, which is used to kill people here, which is used to drug this country here, if that man is involved, how can you take this line low?
My point is that do you think the politicians of our country, those who are involved in this, and I'm saying it with a lot of responsibility, politicians involved in this fixing are not aware of the D-World connection? Have they not shut their eyes to it?
We're not aware.
They're all a part of it. That is the point.
No, if they're not aware,
talking.
They should resign
they
from the
are
board.
aware.
I'm sorry.
And we are saying...
They should resign from the board.
No, Ashok, my point is different. If we are going to keep making Dawood the biggest bogey, we are letting off a lot of people by focusing attention on this one man who we know we can never get to India. Yeah. We know that there's never going to be a trial. We can never nab him. We have made him into this bogey and everything else is maaf. Who are the people who work for him in India? Why don't we talk about that? The biggest.
I'm sorry. It has been said before that the D company has deep inroads into our establishment.
And we know it. The BCCI knows it. The politicians who are a part of it know it. Yeah. Why don't we nab them? Why don't we have the guts to go after those?
Nisha Millet, here's a person in our studio tonight. With the greatest of respect to Mr. Aslam Ghoni, who doesn't even know how many committees he's on. So he's on so many committees. He's on the legal committee. He's on the administrative committee. He's on the marketing committee. He's on the affiliations committee. And he says, I share your concern. I'm devastated by those people who talk like this today, Mr. Brody. Actually, Nisha Millet has a question for you. Go on. Nisha Millet,
if you allow me,
Nisha Millet.
I think you are not being fair to me.
I think the biggest losers in this whole affair are the BCCI. Because people have finally realized what they're all about. All that money and that power, the fact that they are kind of ruling over international cricket. Now we really know what the BCCI is doing, whether it's turning a blind eye, whether they're part of the whole thing. I think right now this is probably something that we need to wake up. Like how we've just tried to cleanse Olympic sports. Maybe this why, the IOC and the IOA problem. Maybe this is what we need to cleanse the sport of cricket in India. Because this is, I think, very, very important to show that there's some systemic problem. If people are saying that it's well known from the 70s, like Shobha said, that it's been going on. So what have the BCCI been doing? Are they benefiting from it? Obviously they are. And that's why it's still going on. So it's, as a sports person, I get worried. I mean, I'm listening to all these things, the dirty underbelly of cricket. And it doesn't even sound like a sport anymore. And this is what we call the religion of, of India, to the detriment of other sports. So it's about time India wakes up and the public wakes up. And, I think IPL is the worst thing that could have happened to cricket.
Well, there you are. No, let's not get too defensive about it, Atul Wasan. I want to go to Harish Bijur. I'm going to take a full round. They're opening up the debate in some time. Bori, I see your hand go up. I want to tell our viewers, we take this debate forward. Getting a lot of calls. We're not taking calls yet. Harish Bijur, do you trust? IPL was about trust. Sports without trust is meaningless.
Arnab, what's really happened is trust has gone out of our lives. Any kind of faith in a set of people who run the game has gone out of our life altogether. IPL is no longer innocent, just as cricket is no longer innocent. Cricket is no longer a gentleman's game as well. There seems to be a fair bit of love, sex and dhoka in this game. I'm not bothered about the love, I'm not bothered about the sex, but I'm very bothered about the dhoka. Because this dhoka is to about 823 million Indians who worship cricket as a religion and who think that everything that's on the screen is like gospel cricket truth. Now, unfortunately, it isn't so. So, and I have yet another issue, Arnab, and the second issue, and the bigger issue, as far as I'm concerned, is that, there are two kinds of monies in India and in Indian cricket. One is called clean cricket money, which is all above board.
Yeah.
And the second is called dirty cricket money. And that seems to be this. And listen, Arnab, if you look at dirty money in Colombia used to, out of the drug economy of Colombia,
that's the point.
To, sponsor terrorism across countries. Now, is the same thing happening to dirty money that's emanating out of cricket? Am I, as a viewer, actually paying for the game, which is actually going to sponsor terrorism and other attacks on a country? This is a big worry for me. We need to remove dirty cricket money from this scenario. We have politicians behind bars. We have a film actor behind bars as of today. I think we definitely need cricketers behind bars.
Yeah, so well said. Yeah, Atul.
Well, thank you. Well, I would second this, and I've said, let's not talk about, there are two issues here. One is that the repercussions from one end of the spectrum is the D company, at the end of this, the cricketers. How do we break this? Get the middlemen, fine. But how do we get the cricketers to not succumb to it? That is the question.
No.
That is the question for BCCI and ICC.
What? No. This is again. This is something. This is Atul Vasan. Atul Vasan, I'm very sorry. No, I'm very sorry, Atul Vasan. You'll say I'm a little opinionated on this. Please. This whole business of trying to blame. No. I heard this all day today. I'm tired of this argument.
How do we cut this umbilical cord?
I'm tired of this argument. No. I'm sorry. I'm tired. I am completely. No. I'm sorry.
Radical. Can you hear me out? I'll just say two words. The players have brought this upon themselves, lie detector test and entrapment to be instituted by the ICC. And put it out.
What a pathetic suggestion.
What
a pathetic suggestion. So what, we're going to treat our players like criminals?
Yeah, so
Steve Waugh said that, and I found it radical at the time. Now they've brought this about themselves.
And I just want to say one thing.
How do we make sure that everything is clean?
No, I mean, if you're talking about a gentleman's game,
and they're spoiling the whole thing. So
if you're talking about a gentleman's game, which it no longer is, quite rightly said.
They leave no option. What to do?
But what you're suggesting is outrageous.
Gentlemen?
There is, first of all, is the IPL cricket at all, is my point. Can we even call it and take it seriously as cricket? So it is entertainment.
It doesn't matter. It's part of cricket.
So we should not damn cricket. We should not damn cricket because of the IPL scandal.
How do we stamp it out? If you've got a better suggestion, I would love to hear that.
No, I'm saying not about suggestion. I'll tell you there's a couple. No, 1 second. All this big talk. I'm sorry, Atul Vasan, all this big talk. You are telling me today that next time that somebody goes down to bat number 4, he'll go through a polygraph test before he goes in. I mean, they're ridiculous.
What is the suggestion?
How can you anticipate?
Yeah.
That's not really. That's not a suggestion. Come on. I want to go. Come on. Let's talk Turkey. Let's talk Turkey. Let's not be preachy. There's enough preachiness going on other channels.
And let's refocus on the people who have spawned this in the first place. It's not the players.
So I asked Boria. I asked Boria before I went to the break. I said to Boria and Gulu, I'll come back on this point. So there's this go-off spinner. His name is Amit Yadav. He's caught in this India TV sting. He faces a 1-year ban, which was lifted, in fact, a day before this story broke. Now, Amit Yadav was asked, franchise owner खुद ही फिक्स कर देते हैं, and his reply was कर देते हैं. आपको मैंने बोल दिया कि भाई आज रोक कर प्यार से खेलना है. In other words, the franchise owner is asked, do franchise owners do a bit of fixing? And he said, yeah, they do. Suppose I tell you today, as a franchise owner, today play a little slowly. Now, it may or may not be true, but what I know is that there was no investigation. They closed it and they gave these 1-year bans. I don't think any franchise owners were paid any responsibility, and today they are calling some franchise owners in. You can't blame them, but the fact is you did nothing. So what is the moral of the Amit Yadav story, Boria and Gulu? A very specific case, and you know what they said, what the 1-year ban was? The 1-year ban was, and I quote, for loose talk and unsubstantiated bragging. So in other words, a player who says, oh, you know, franchise owners also have a role, punish the guy. Put him in for loose talk.
So ironical.
So you make a judgment that no, what do you do? You decide there's nothing to investigate. The guy is lying. Why don't you say maybe we should begin this? Maybe this what he has said should be the beginning of an investigation.
You would have not reached to this stage.
You would have not reached to this stage. Yes, Boria.
Is Gulu or me?
You first and then Gulu.